What song is that?
That's an Andy Stewart number. Smucking Geordie's
Which
Buyer.
one are these?
Geordie's Buyer. Do you want a wee bowl so we don't just hear
Just hear Chloe munching all the time. The wee mouths at the side where it's sitting munch while he eats this. Just gonna be surround sound munching and the
video's going to be surround sound munching. Left and right. And centre. Fucking in Geordie's Buyer.
cabbage and peas and cottage and cheese.
Cabbage.
They're not as nice as skips.
March Cabella Higgs and Harry da 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 dee da 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 dee.
You must have that on your iPod. We've got Andy Stewart's album.
Oh,
Once we get going, Mum, you can ask questions too. You can be Oprah.
oh, Chris is only 2 minutes.
Yeah, just think Oprah.
What do you want to know the history?
Yeah.
Oh no. Anything, we're going to keep my history.
Is that all top
You want to
secret?
sit here for a couple of weeks?
Get Johnny some vodka so we can get the true
Give
history.
me one of them, go, stamp me vodka.
True history.
I've had 2 already.
Gran, what do you remember about your mum and dad?
What do you mind about them?
What was their full names?
Elizabeth and Thomas Glencross
And what was Elizabeth's maiden name?
Russell.
Russell. Where were they from?
My mother was born in Breich, outside Edinburgh, and my father was born in Ayrshire. I'm trying to think the name of the place.
Joking. In Airdrie or Ayrshire?
No, it wasn't Ayrshire. It was
Yes, sir.
what was the name of the place? Oh, I can't remember.
You cast you need that one.
How did they meet, your mum and dad? Do you know?
Well, my mother's father came through from the west to Glencraig, to the mines, and my father lived through here. At that time, his father came through from Ayrshire to the mines, and that's how they met.
What age were they when they met?
Oh, quite young, I would think. Wait a minute.
That's hard.
Barbara was born in 1933, so they must have met in 1932.
Barbara's a lot older than you.
She was a lot older than me. I was born in 34. Barbara must have been 32. Born in 32. Bob was born in 33 and I was born in 34.
Granny not got a lot. Granny was really clever though, wasn't she, when she was younger at school?
Sorry?
Granny was really clever at school.
Aye, she was clever. She won a what is it called, I think, bursary
Scholarship.
Scholarship.
for that big cooking school in Edinburgh. What was the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Kevin, I can't
Testing your memory.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Testing.
big cooking school in Edinburgh and Athol Crescent cooking school. My mother, but she didn't go to it.
Why?
But she won the bursary for it.
Why did she not go?
Didn't have
Money, I would think they wouldn't could afford for it
all
to
the
come.
uniforms,
Eh?
all the uniforms and things. They
No,
didn't afford.
Couldn't you paddle across the water then?
I don't think they could afford it. No, take a drink.
Mhm.
Of course. You know, like Xandri's family, they were from France way back. Her family was from France. That's how they got the surname Dupree. Do you know anything about the family further back than that? Were they all just from Scotland, as far as you know, or did some of them come from like Ireland, or do you know?
My father's family was all from Sanker.
Where?
Sanker.
Thank you.
Was
Yes,
that?
sir.
That's outside Glasgow. That's where my father's family came from.
They-
My
were they-
mother's family was just
Did they not come over from Ireland? Grandad's family not come from Ireland?
Oh, well, my granny was Irish. She was Bridget
On your dad's side?
on my mum's side.
On your mum's side?
Well, my granny and they came from Ayrshire way, because they came from Ayrshire to Fife, and my mum came from the west to Fife.
What was the name of the school that Granny went to?
Blackburn,
Pumperson.
Red House School in Blackburn.
What about Pumperson? Where was that?
Pumperson, no, it was my mother's cousins who lived at Pumperson. Auntie Kate and Auntie Mayor.
Couple of
Great
months.
Granny and Grandad came here. How many children did they have on your mum's side? How many children did they each have? On
Who, my mother?
yeah,
Oh, my auntie.
yeah.
My granny Glencross had, two were killed in the First World War. And then she had my Uncle Robert and my dad and my Uncle Jim and my Auntie Mary, my Auntie Kate, my Auntie Jeannie. She had nine in her family. But my Uncle John and my Uncle Robert, no, my Uncle John and my uncle, and another uncle, they were killed. They were only laddies. They were only 19-year-olds when they were killed in the war.
What's
First
their
World
names?
War. Would it be the Second World War? Would it be
First.
First World War.
the First World War?
Is that in Germany?
They went out, they went
France.
out to Belgium, didn't
They went to Belgium and then were passing wherever. They were stationed actually up in Perth. Then they were passing in the train to go to where were the army. And my granny, he wrote and told my granny, and my granny went up to the station to see the train passing by, and a wee wave, and that was the last she ever saw of them.
What was their names?
John, it wasn't James, and it wasn't Robert. John and it wasn't Howard. I can't remember. One was John. John
Was that Glencross, or was that under?
John
they?
Glencross and his brother. Two of them. They were all a year between them. And they both got killed in the war. Was it be Dunkirk or something?
Flanders.
No.
Flanders.
Flanders.
Flanders,
or
Ypres.
something.
Belgium.
Somewhere like that.
No.
They all live in Glencraig,
They all lived in Glencree.
with the pits.
And what job did your mum and dad do?
My dad was a miner. My mother never worked. She had 9 kids.
In time.
And they all lived in that one.
We lived in post office buildings in Glencree when we were all young, until I was 12.
Post office buildings.
It's in the well, that's between Loch Hoare and Loch Gelly. It's no there now. It's a wee village. It was a village, but they're no there now. And we moved up to Clun Terrace. Well, that was a 1-bedroom house we were in. 11 years in a 1-bedroom house.
And the toilet outside.
Hmm?
The toilet outside.
No, it was in the wee kitchen.
And
It had a wee kitchen with stone floor and that in it. And we lived in it.
1 bedroom. Where did they all
One
sleep?
bedroom, well, we had 2 recesses, you know,
Mhm.
bed recesses. Barbara and I slept in the first recess. My mum and my dad and Jean slept in the other room because our Jean was ill all her life with dysentery. She was really ill, and it was a plague thing that came out at the time, and all the bairns that had it died. And my mother said she's going to die, she'll die in the house. She wouldn't let them take her away. But so she was the only one that survived. All the rest of the kids in the village, well, not the other kids, but the ones that contacted it, all died. And Bob and Jim slept in the bedroom. And Liz was in the cot, and Tom was in the palm.
And then she fell pregnant with twins.
No, well, they were born up Clun Terrace. They weren't in that house. There was only really 9 of us in it for Corbett. Tom was the baby when we moved up to Clun Terrace. And then
All
she
the
had,
neighbours gave Jean the wee rations and all.
it was during the war, and you couldn't get food, puddings, but you got your rations. So everybody in the village gave my mother the ration of pudding, because that's all Jean could eat, with semolina and things, because everything was run right through.
Well, that was nice. So everyone got together. And
So everybody in the village gave her the ration of puddings for Jean.
And where did Granny do her washing? Did she do
Well, we
it?
had a washing tub, a washing house at the foot of the stair, underneath the big bin.
Dangerous.
And my dad dug a big hole in the bin, the pit bins, you know, the big pit bins where they emptied all the coal.
And they take all the rubbish.
My
out, was in a
dad
big-
and the neighbours all made a big hole in there and fitted it all with seats and different things for the bombing came, or when the bombs were coming. Because we didn't get any bombs, but they were bombing Rosyth, which was near us, you know, so we were getting the aftermath there. So we had to go into the shelters. But they dug that shelter out themselves. Then after the war, we played houses in it.
And what was the wash house like? How did Granny
Oh, I
do
had a
that
big
wash?
boiler in the corner. You boil your clothes in, and it had 2 big tubs with ringers fitted on the back. You used to just boil your clothes and then put them into the tubs and rinse them and put them through the ringer and then hang them out in the wall outside. The washes.
And did she have a pulley for the wet days?
I should have put in the kitchen. Just gas mantles. We didn't have electric light, it was just gas mantles.
yeah. What's your earliest memory? What's your earliest memory?
In my childhood, I can't remember. Oh, I did a paper round. We all did a paper round. Well, we were any age. When I was 6-year-old, I did a paper round.
Oh, milk.
And we all did a paper round.
Just walking, like
We got 1 and 6 a week. Sorry?
just walking round.
I just walked round the village and delivered all the papers. We got 1 and 6 for it. But when George Mitchell, he was the grocer, came that had his wee shop, he sold the paper, sold everything. And once, maybe twice or some 3 times a year, he would get a whole load of apples in, and he always kept one for me. Gave all the wee paper bairns an apple each, and then he'd say, tell your mother the apples are in, and go across and say, Mum, the apples are in. And my mother would go across and she'd get a big message back, full right to the top with apples. That would only happen maybe once or twice a year, you know.
What sort of things did you have for eating? Like what would you eat during the day?
Eating.
For breakfast?
Mother made soup every day in life. Every day in life.
Are you raised on
She-
soup?
Mum made soup. And she used to get a wee bit of beef and make soup. And my dad got the bulk here. And then we all got a wee bit each. We used tatties. And we got tatties and veg every day. And soup every day. Then at tea time we maybe got a piece of sugar. Butter and sugar. And on a what was it Sunday we got stew every Sunday morning, and my mother used to save the heels of the bread all week, because we went through a lot of bread, you know, and my dad used to pile them up like that, and we piled right up to the top, and then we'd all get a plate of stew and dip Sunday morning. My dad did that every Sunday morning. My mother got along that. It was the only time she got along that, because she was up at 4:30 in the morning, because my dad started at 5 o'clock, She got up and make his priest and his breakfast before he went out to his work. And we had soup every day. And she used to make big pots of rice, a big pot of rice, sometimes porridge. We were well fed. Yeah, actually, we were better off than most people in our village, you know.
What about breakfast? What do you have porridge?
I've got porridge. I don't think we've got flakes. Porridge we got for our breakfast. And then once we got a wee bit older, we got school dinners. At lunchtime, you know. Once that came out, once that started coming out, 5 pence it was for school dinner.
What age were you when the war finished and all that?
Well, 1944.
Four.
1944, I would be 10.
Do you remember it?
I remember it, we had a big fire, big bonfire, at the back of the church, and we used to go and collect all the beer barrels, mind the big barrels, the beer came in, and stacked them all up, and had a big bonfire and a party the night, celebrating the war finished, and we were all dancing.
Just born then.
Right?
I was just born then.
Where were you born?
Me, I was born in Airdrie.
John was there.
Oh, yeah. And where was your mum and dad?
Mother was Town Hill and father was Airdrie.
What was your mum and dad's name?
Biggie and Bell.
That
Biggie and
Isabel.
Bella. Isabel. Oh, Isabella.
What was your mum's maiden name? Can you remember?
Isabella.
To steers.
Ah.
Stairs.
Your stairs. Any relation to?
Yeah.
Really? No.
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 No, Billy Stairs, Strathmiglow, yeah. Billy was a cousin. No, it was my mother's brother's son, you know. They were cousins.
What was your dad miner as well?
Mine, he was a tube worker, you know, working in Stuart and Lloyd's in Airdrie at the time. That was a tube maker, you know, made steel pipes, and
Yeah.
then he was a miner after that.
What year did Grandad have the big accident?
Oh, I was married when you were born, but then my dad had the accident. Before that, Barbara had TB. We were up in Terrace, and she was a nurse, trained to be a nurse actually, and she contacted TB in Rumham Ridge Hospital in Dunfermline. And then she was in a sanatorium for a good few years. I remember she celebrated her 21st birthday in there.
Could you visit?
Sorry?
Could you visit?
Aye. Oh, aye, we went up twice or 3 times a week to visit her.
Barbara was the eldest, right?
Sorry?
She was the oldest one.
Who was the oldest?
Barbara.
What's it Barbara?
Barbara was the oldest. And then Bob. And then me. And then Jim. And then Liz.
What was your dad like? Did he go to the war? Your dad?
Oh no, he was a miner. Miners didn't go to the
Miners
war.
and farmers didn't
Did
go
they
to
not?
war, no.
My dad was one of the hardest working men. He was a devil, like, but he was the hardest working man in the pit. He was a good worker. Worked always like.
What do you mean? Was he always up? Was he up to?
Sorry?
Was he up to trouble? Up to no good?
Always at the pub.
Eh?
All the men did in those days, so the men all went to the pubs.
Oh,
And the women didn't hardly get it. My dad made £15 a week when everybody else was making £5 and £6 a week. And he gave my mother £8 to keep the rest. My mother would have been well off because she saved for all the weddings and everything, and she paid for them all. But then he had an accident and things changed.
What happened?
Had the roof fell in the pit. He had to carry my mum. Oh, remember it. All his bones in his body were broken and his out to here. Bones were all broken, his face, his body. It was never the same after that.
Did a big siren go off and everybody ran down? Is that?
Sorry.
When did you know there was an accident? Did the siren go off?
Well, aye, the horn goes when there's an accident. But they had to carry him a mile on their knees because he was walking about a mile.
Aye, when you were
doing
down the pit, there was a
you know. Didn't
few
expect him to
3
live,
foot
but he did.
seams.
But it wasn't the same. He never went back doing the mine after it.
So he couldn't work again after that.
He had a wee part-time job with Carol's dad making the tea and